सिद्धीभ्यः नमो अरिहन्ताणम् नमो सिद्धाणम् नमो आयर्याणम् नमो वज्रायाणम् नमो लोय सर्वसाहु त्रिलोकवर्ती त्रिकालवर्ती अरहंत सिद्ध आचार्य उपाध्याय और सर्व साधु परमेष्ठी भगवंतों को नमोस्तु। परम भट्टारक महादेवादिदेव वर्तमान तीर्थ शासन नायक अरहंत परमात्मा तीर्थंकर भगवान श्री महावीर जिनेन्द्र को नमोस्तु। द्वादशांग श्रुत देवता स्वरूपा भगवती जिनवाणी सरस्वती देवी माता को भावपूर्ण वंदन। पूर्व शताब्दी के धुरंधर आचार्य चारित्र चक्रवर्ती परम श्रद्धेय शांति सागर मुनिराज को भक्तिपूर्वक नमोस्तु। दीक्षा शिक्षा गुरु महाराष्ट्र में विराजमान शिरपुर में चातुर्मास रथ आचार्य विद्यासागर महाराज को नमोस्तु।
जिनवानीपुत्र ध्यानसागरजी महाराज की जय।
So this was a Mangalacharan in Prakrit language and some Hindi words and phrases. Our life in this world has phases. The childhood phase is different from the youth. The child pursues happiness in toys and electronic games. The youth has its own ways of pursuing happiness. The veterans are satisfied with what they have hoarded through the years, what they have collected and they are still collecting. And in the old age, they feel happy when the family is obedient, all facilities are available, and everyone is giving them respect. That is their way of satisfying themselves, feeling satisfied. And still, the journey continues, it never ends. So, in India, in our country, Bharat, there are many philosophies that believe in soul, that is called Atma. They are called Atmavadi Darshan. And there are some other philosophies that deny the existence of soul. They do not believe in Atma, Paramatma, etc. They just say that life is limited. You are living just for once. Eat, drink, and be merry. That is their philosophy. But we still hear about incidences that are concerned with past life regressions. There are many people, there are many children who remember their past lives. Mental Health and Neurosciences Research Center, Bangalore, performed a survey. What is the truth behind all this? They just considered 45 cases of reincarnation. They just tried to find out whether whatever they are saying is true or not. And in each case, when they verified the statements of those people, everything was real. Nothing was bluff. Everything proved to be real. And when they went there, the place these people mentioned and the names these people used to recite from their mouths, they found that they are identical. Ultimately, they said that there is something which exists beyond this body. There is something. What is it? Not clear. But there is something that exists beyond this body. So, all the philosophies that believe in soul, self, spirit, Atma, they say that that something is called our self or soul or spirit or Atma. And there are different conceptions about Atma. Some say that it is like an atom. Some say that it is like our thumb. Some say that it is all pervading, it is everywhere. And in Jain scriptures, it is mentioned that our soul is of the same shape of our body. Sometimes, under certain circumstances, the soul can spread or contract. When someone dies, just imagine that some big wrestler of a giant stature, he expires, and now he is reborn through some mother. What happens to his shape? Because when he is reborn, his size, shape, etc. are very little, they are very small. So it is said that the soul can shrink or expand. Then in this world, we see that some people are always sick, some are always healthy, Some are poor, some are rich, some are happy, many are unhappy. Some live a satisfied life, and some are never satisfied. Some are beautiful, some are ugly, some are weak, some are strong. Some are influential, and some have no influence. What is the cause behind all this? So here comes the karma theory, which is totally scientific because it explain it explains cause and effect. Today people talk about karma everywhere. Instant karma, they say. Somebody is doing something and he is getting the result within a few minutes or few moments. But there is a different sort of mathematics in the karma theory. And even in the theory of living beings, there is a big theory, the Jeev Siddhant, it is called Jeev Siddhant, the theory of living beings. And here, the Karma Siddhant, theory of karma. Then, can the karma which we have performed in previous lives or earlier in this life, can they be converted, or are they like just engraved images on a stone, never to be altered in any way? This question has two answers. Number one, there are some karmas that cannot be altered, and there are other karmas that can be altered. What can be done to alter the inauspicious karma, the bad karma, the pap karma? What can be done? There is one simple formula, Bandhe Sangha Mijjati. This is a Prakrit text in Gombatsar scripture written by Acharya Nimichan Siddhant Chakravarti. He says that if you want to alter your karma are disturbing you and they are creating imbalance in your flow of life. So, what can be done? Bandhe Sankamichati. Just you can meditate, you can submerge yourself in devotion, you can help others who are suffering, you can make others happy. Linda Goodman has written in Star Science, the book Star Science, that if you help a person who is suffering from the ailment you are suffering from for 3 months, your ailment will subside. She has written this in the chapter Karma of that book, Star Science. How? Bandhe Sankamij. This is such a beautiful formula that this is universal truth. This is a universal truth. When your thoughts become purified, then the new karma, the influx of the new karma is positive. And when your thoughts are polluted, this is just is science. When your thoughts are polluted, the influx of karma can never be positive. How can that be positive? If you think of hurting someone, if you think of taking revenge, if you think of destroying somebody, then the influx of the new karma can never be positive. So when the influx is positive, the existing karma automatically gets transformed into positive one. The existing negative karma, pap karma, becomes punya karma. This is a simple theory of karma. But there are other karmas that cannot be altered. So for them, we have to accept. And the saying says, acceptance is blissful, adjustment is painful. Think about this. Acceptance is blissful, adjustment is painful. For example, somebody forgets to place papad in your plate, and you cannot just ask for papad in front of everybody. Okay, I want papad. Then what will you do? You will spoil your mood, or you will accept this. Today is a plate without papad. When you accept, all irritation goes away. And when you adjust, hmm, then everything gets spoiled. Your mood, first of all, your mood gets spoiled. So, spirituality is a different thing, religion is a different thing, philosophy is a different thing. People often mix everything. Adhyatma, darshan, dharma, these are all different things. Dharma means practical, philosophy means mental. Jain thought means Jain darshan, Jain philosophy. Jain dharma means Jain way of conduct, and Jain spirituality means Jain adhyatma. These are different things. So you don't have to mix them. Philosophy is important, dharma is also important. When you understand philosophy, then you can understand what is the value of dharma. And when someone tries to force you do something without understanding, in the present age, the young generation cannot just take it, cannot become a blind follower. They want to know why, how, and why is science, when is history, what is general knowledge, what and which, and where is geography. Everything is there in our scriptures. In the beginning, it seems that so many scriptures are there. Perhaps those people, those gurus who just wrote these scriptures, had ample time. They were free from all burdens, they were free from all worries. So just they wrote everything, and we just have to follow everything blindly. But these thoughts were there in some great scholars also. For example, there was a certain scholar from Morena. His name was Pandit Gopal Gurudaya. And so he was such a great scholar that once in Sarvadharm Sammelan Sabha, in a very great gathering at Kalkara, in the end, he was given the mic because he was Jain. कि भाई इनको आखिरी में रखो, जाने दो, इनको जल्दी से मौका मत दो, लास्ट में इनको बोलने दो. So when he started speaking, he asked repeatedly that till now whatever I have said, is it correct? All the members who were present there from different religions, they all agreed that till now you are right. And in the end, when he finished his lecture, he again asked, okay, is it okay till now? They said, okay, it is okay. That's all. My lecture is finished. Then the president said, who was the president of that gathering, he said that I have never seen such a orator who who is presenting his thought and making everyone else accept without resistance. He's a wonderful speaker. So when he was a young man, he was studying in a college, and once during the 10 days, during the Bhadrapad month, the Paryushan, all absentees are present in the temple. So he also went to the temple. And when he was just going back, he was returning, he heard one sentence. There was a group of some veterans who were performing swadhyay, who were reading some text, some Jain scriptures. The name of the scripture was Gomatsar. One of them said that some student of modern mathematics can solve this problem. He was surprised. What is that problem in the scripture which modern math students can solve? He was curious. He entered that room and said, Jai Jinendra Kakaji, what is it? Then they just showed him that this is the problem. There was mathematical description there. He thought that it might be very easy to solve this and just started looking at it. But he found that it was not that easy. Then he said, I want some time. They said that, okay, you take this scripture to your home and then you solve at your convenience. He took the scripture. They said that, please keep this scripture with reverence, with respect, because we believe that this is the discourse of Tirthankara. He said that never mind, I will take care. The whole night passed and he was engrossed in that mathematics. Ultimately, from within, he realized that mathematics can never be wrong. 2 plus 2 can never be 5 or 3. They are always 4. So if this religion, by birth which I have been born in, is mathematical, then I will study it. Then he started studying and he became a great scholar, Pandit Gopal Das Paraiyaji. He has written Jain Siddhant Praveshika. You have heard the name? He has written Sushila Upanyas. So the life of a college student changed like this. Just one mathematical problem he tried to solve and his life became different. There was another scholar who has compiled a very great dictionary, Jainindra Siddhant Kosh. There are 4 parts of that dictionary, and that is next to impossible. That endeavor, that work, very tough work, sorting out every term and defining them from different scriptures and collecting them and preparing a dictionary. Dictionaries are not easily prepared, they take a lot of effort. So he was also his college student. He was civil engineering. He was in this course of civil engineering. And during those days, Bhadrapad, when absentees are present, that period, he also went to the temple of Panipat. Panipat, you have heard the name? The Battle of Panipat. And he was surprised to see that his own father, an advocate, was sitting in the center and all people were surrounding him and they were ready to listen to some scripture, some lecture, some discourse. And his father started Namo Orientanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryam. And then he started lecturing. For the first time, the son who was standing outside that enclosure and holding those rods and standing there and listening. He was astonished. He thought that I was thinking that dharma has no value. Dharma is for free people and dharma is free. But this is something extraordinary. I never thought that dharma could be this great. He also started studying those scriptures, and his style was different from other scholars. He explained everything scientifically. Complete Jain religion, he explains scientifically. And we can say about ourselves that we are here after reading his book on Jainism because we got influenced by the scientific way of explanation. Traditional way of explanation could not influence a science student. We were science student. So we got influenced by that way, that style of explanation. He explains everything scientifically. Cause and effect, action, reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Third law of Sir Isaac Newton. So that was very interesting. We just read and read and read. Just inquisitively we read. We thought, what next? What next? And then ultimately, when the book was complete, we thought that this is the way of life we are going to live. And then we came here. His name was Jinendra Varni. You heard the name? And once, when in that time period, when TB was very fatal, his one lung had to be removed from the body. In Bombay hospital, he was admitted, and then that Britisher doctor was Britisher. He said that his diet needs nutrients, otherwise he cannot survive. So his father, Jai Bhagwan Jain, said, what do you prescribe, doctor? What sort of diet you are mentioning here? He said that he needs non-veg soups for recovering because he is so weak that he will not survive without such nutrients. Then he said that we are Jains, we are strict vegetarians. How can we take non-veg soups? The doctor said that you are his father, but what is the view of patient? What does the patient think about this? Just ask him. The father went to Jinendra Varni. He was not Jinendra Varni that time. He was Jinendra Jain. He asked, the doctor is just emphasizing on such diet. Jinendra Varni, who was Jinendra Jain at that time, he said that I can talk with him. So when they talked with each other, the doctor said that you will have to take such diet. Then you can again sacrifice it. Jinendra Varni said, again and again, Jinendra Varni words come from the mouth. He said that, are you sure that I will survive after taking such meals? If you just give in written that I will recover after taking your prescribed meals, then I am ready. But the doctor could not guarantee life and death. How can anybody guarantee? So he said that this is beyond my power. Then Jinanji said that I can give you in written that I will recover by just taking vegetarian diet. The doctor said that if you are so sure about yourself, you are so confident, then Proceed. And Jinendra Varniji recovered. The bed just next to Jinendra Varniji was of some Agrawal patient. The doctor also said to him that you take that soup. He agreed, but he could not survive. And Jinendra Varniji survived. And Jinendra Varniji used to say that this dharma is not just external rituals. This dharma comes from the heart, from the feelings, from the emotions, from the sentiments. It is not just ritual. Everything is scientific here. The foods Jain take are all scientific. We don't eat at night. Today, the people have become loose. Why? Some students say that in that period there was no electricity. So the night was dark and we could not see what we are eating. So many insects and many other things could go into the mouth. But now there are lights everywhere. So we can just see properly and then eat. But that was not the reason. The reason was different. There are mainly two reasons. Scientific reasons, there are two scientific reasons for not eating in night. What are they? Number one, the carbon dioxide level of the atmosphere just increases like anything. The oxygen level falls. Why? Because in the ultraviolet rays of sun, the plants undergo a process called photosynthesis. And during that process, the oxygen is released in the atmosphere. And so atmosphere is saturated with oxygen, full of oxygen. And when there is plenty of oxygen and you breathe all that, the body functions properly. Digestion system and every system functions nicely. But when the oxygen level goes down and carbon dioxide level increases, at that period of time when you eat during the night, your digestive system cannot function as it functions in the daytime. Number one. And number two, your eyes. You know what happens to the eyes at night? During daytime, there are two kinds of cells in the eyes. There are many kinds, but mainly two kinds of cells. The color perception is through cone cells, and black and white perception is through rod cells. So during night time, after sunset, the rod cells are active and the cone cells are resting. In artificial light, we can never see the perfect color of some object. So they say that never buy clothes during night. Why? Because the color you are seeing at night may seem beautiful to you at that time, but during daytime, that will change. Because during daytime, your cone cells will be active and you will see the actual color. So during night, when the cone cells are inactive, what happens? Kida appears Jira and your health gets spoiled. So Jainism is very scientific. And when you understand it deeply, you will feel fulfilled. So today is just this introduction type of discourse. Next time we will see, we will explore something more, and we will explore combinedly. I'm not, we are not here for talking at you, we are talking with you. Jainam, Jayatu Shastra.